Right, good afternoon, everyone. It's lovely to see so many of you here this afternoon for assembly. I'm just going to let someone else in, my wayward mouse. There we go. So this is a really exciting part of the week where we find out what you have all been up to, whether you are at home or whether you are at school, because I know that you have all been working really, really hard. And I particularly know that this week because actually I've done a little bit of spying this week on all of the seesaw work that your teachers have been assigning. So I've had a look at some children's journals online and seen all of the fabulous things that they have been doing. So well done to all of you. But let us make a start because I have golden envelopes this afternoon. So let's find out who we're going to start with. And we will start with our lovely lobsters this week. So there are only a few, in fact, two lovely lobsters in school. So let's find out what those two have been up to. So Mrs. Clark says that she is really impressed with both of her in school lobsters because they've wowed her with their resilience, which means that they keep trying, because they've been learning about money. And money is not the easiest thing to learn about, but they have persevered and found out about what each coin is worth, and it's really impressive learning. So a huge well done to both the lovely lobsters who are in school. We are very proud of you, and I'm sure we're really looking forward to seeing all of your friends soon. But well done for working so hard. So what about all of the lobsters who are at home? Well, Mrs. Clark says that she is really proud of her lovely lobsters this week for working so hard learning about money. All the children have learned how to recognise coins and are beginning to make up different values using 1 pence and 2 pence coins. Oh, goodness me. The children at home and the grown ups have played some really great games to help remember what each coin from 1 pence to £2 actually is. And in fact, Mrs. Clark has been quite envious, a little bit jealous, because she says you look as though you've had so much fun. So, if you are a lovely lobster, you need to sit yourself up nice and straight and you need to take a bow as the rest of us give you a great big round of applause. So, well done, lovely lobsters. I love it because I can always hear the year twos clapping. They're giving you a proper clap, lobsters. And we've got to say a big thank you to Mrs. Clark and Miss Garner, who have worked super hard keeping you all busy, whether you're at home or at school. So well done to the grown-ups. If you can see them, you can send them a smile. And if not, you can send them a bit of love through the air. Okay, where are we going to go next? Let's go to orcas. Let's go to orchid class. So let's start with the children who are at home. So Mrs. Ty is really proud of the children at home for their reflections during the week. Mrs. Ty says that you've all got to know each other better by sharing what you would do on a desert island, what you want to do when you're older, and what you would do in a perfect hour of free time. So, Mrs. Ty says that you've all done a brilliant job learning to centre yourselves using yoga. Oh my goodness. And you've been exploring your senses in quiet time. And that is so important because even when you're a grown up, it's sometimes a really useful thing to do to just stop and breathe and be still. So, all because you've learned something that's really useful ever. So, well done, home orcas, but what about the orcas in school? Mrs. Ty is really proud of the children in school because you've been learning from your mistakes. When something goes a little bit wrong, whether it's work or something else, there's always something you can learn from it. And the orcas in school have been thinking really carefully about what they've learned and how they can be even better in the future. Orcas, that again, that is a great bit of learning because even when we're grown ups, we sometimes make mistakes and we just have to know how to make things better and how to try even harder. So if you are an orca, you now need to sit yourself up nice and straight, and you need to do your best bow as the rest of us give you a giant clap. Cool, that was a giant clap. Thank you, you two. So where are we going to go next? Well, let's go to puffins next. Oh, do you know what though? Oh my goodness, see, Mrs. Horse just made a mistake. I forgot to say thank you to Miss Stubbs and Mrs. Ty. Oh, I hope they don't feel sad. So Mrs. Ty and Miss Stubbs, we all want to say thank you to you as well for working so hard to look after the children at school and at home. And I'm sorry I forgot. Now we'll go to puffins. So let's find out what Miss Cross and Miss Nicholas have been proud of you about this week. So it says Miss Cross and Miss Nicholas have really enjoyed watching the children at home complete the tea bag challenge on Seesaw. Now this is crazy. This is where you have a little competition in your house to see how many tea bags you can get into the 5 cups that you've laid out. Crazy thing to do. But one of Miss Cross's favourite things was to listen to you reading. And whenever you read your phonics comic to her over Seesaw, it makes her feel really, really proud. So if you are a home learner in puffin class, you deserve a really big well done. Let's find out what the school puffins have been doing. Well, at school, the children have been doing fantastic reading to Miss Cross and are even starting to use different voices, a bit like actors and actresses. The children had a go at creating an 8-beat sequence in music. Oh, goodness me. And Miss Cross has had fun trying to clap these out when they've completed their learning. Uh-oh, Mrs. Border's got a phone call. Crazy. Oh my goodness me, that was crazy. So Miss Cross has had to try to clap that 8-beat sequence and she's had wonderful fun. So we want to say a great big well done to all of the puffins at school and at home. So if you are a puffin, sit yourself up straight and take a bow. And while you take a bow, we will give you a giant clap. So clap, 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 clap. Good job, puffins. Okay, where are we going to go next? Well, let's go back down to seal class. So let's find out what Miss Floyd has got to say about seals. Well, let's start with the home learners. Miss Floyd has enjoyed listening to all of you home learners reading this week. She's been really impressed with how well the children, that's you, are remembering your common exception words and how well you're blending and segmenting new sounds that you've learnt. Golly gosh, that is so important. Miss Floyd knows it can be really tricky reading, but she wants to say thank you to all of you for trying so hard with your phonics comics, and she wants to say thank you to all of your grown-ups for helping as well. So well done to all of you seals who are at home. Now, seals at school, you have blown Miss Floyd's socks off. She has been so impressed with your reading and your writing. Miss Floyd can't believe how well you are doing with joining in letters when you're writing the new graphemes. Oh my goodness. And she thinks that some of you can even write better than she can. Miss Floyd, that means you need to keep practicing, because when you practice, you get better and better and better. So well done to all the super seals who are at home and at school. And if you are a super seal, sit yourself up straight and take a bow, and the rest of us will give you a giant clap. And we want to say thank you to Miss Floyd and Mrs. Walker, because they've done some super hard work too. So well done, and keep trying your hardest. Okay, where are we going to go next? Well, let's go to penguins now. So penguins, let's find out what you've been up to. Some crazy stuff by the sounds of things. So Mr. Wings and Mrs. Caldecott have been really impressed with all the penguins who are in school this week because they've been very respectful towards the grown-ups. And actually, I saw this with my own eyes this week. So whilst Mr. Wings and Mrs. Caldecott were talking about having to change the timetable a little bit in the morning, the penguins, without being asked, tidied their morning jobs away, prepared their phonics, and then sat to attention with their fingers on their lips, waiting for instructions. Mr. Weems turned round and saw this marvellous thing and was blown away by how organised and polite we were. And then Mrs. Caldecott said that you'd actually done this before and had helped Mrs. Caldecott when she wasn't sure what to do when she came back to school. You've also been really helpful to one another, and you've looked after each other when there have been people with little worries coming into school. So, my goodness me, penguins, I am really, really impressed. I think you really have embodied being ready, respectful, and safe this week. So, a huge well done to our school penguins. Let's find out what our home penguins have been doing then. Well, as you might know, Year 2 have had a challenge involving tea bags and mugs. Crazy. Mrs. Caldecott and Mr. Williams have challenged each other to see how many tea bags they could get in. They were only allowed 5 shots. And the scores were 3 to Mrs. Caldecott and 1 to Mr. Williams. Oh my goodness me. So they then set this challenge for the whole of Year 2, and they've been so impressed with how everyone has had a go and that they were resilient and had a growth mindset. So they remembered the assembly that we did last week, and they've tried and tried and tried. We've also had a really good time having the first live story session for penguins because it was so nice seeing some of you for the first time. So we need to enjoy saying well done to our penguins. So if you are a penguin, sit yourself up nice and straight and take a bow, and the rest of us will give you a giant clap. And we mustn't forget to say a big thank you to Mr. Williams and Mrs. Caldecott, who have organised all of your learning this week and come up with that crazy tea bag challenge. So if you can see them, you can send them a smile, and if you're not here, then you can send them some love and be there. Okay, so where are we going to go next? Well, let's go to find out what our turtles have been up to. Let's find out about our turtles who are at home. Mrs. Brownlee said she's seen some wonderful work this week. You've been busy finding different things to use to create sounds to represent characters from the Gruffalo story. I love that story. There have been some really lovely ideas, and Mrs. Brownlee has been really impressed, although she did get a little bit worried when she watched one video because one of the turtles had a metal spoon and some glasses, and she was worried that if you tap the glass too hard, it might make a problem and might smash it. But the turtle was so gentle, they created a beautiful sound, so well done. There have been some really great discussions going on at home about pitch and if items were making a loud or quiet sound, or if they needed to be played fast or slow. So Turtle Home learners, you obviously are all going to be awesome musicians, so well done to you. Now in school, Mrs. Brownlee has been amazed by some of the creativity that's been going on when making maracas. And I have to say, I have been very impressed because at the end of the day, I've seen several children going out with their maracas, waving them around, making a fabulous sound as they leave school. And I know that the grown-ups at home have loved having maracas too. So the children have used a variety of different resources to make their own maracas, which have come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And they've had some great discussions about pitch and what happens if you shake your maraca fast, or what happens if you shake your maraca slow. And it's been really lovely to see you all playing with your maracas. And then Mrs. Brownlee has left a little message, and she said, "Sorry, grown-ups," because sometimes maracas can be quite noisy. but we're really impressed, Mrs. Brownlee and Mrs. Keeper, super proud of all of those fabulous turtles. So if you're a turtle, you need to sit yourself up straight and take a bow, and we will give you a huge clap. Really big clap. Okay, where are we going to go next? Well, let's head off to seahorse class. So, seahorses, what have you been up to this week? Well, Mrs. McFarlane says she's extremely proud of seahorse class this week, both at home and at school. But let's start with the school seahorses. So they've been showing Mrs. McFarlane what they know about long and short sounds and music, and they've been using instruments to experiment with sounds, which have been loads of fun. So it sounds like we've got a whole school of musicians. The seahorses at home have been sending Mrs. McFarlane some really lovely messages, telling her all about themselves and things that maybe she didn't know about. One of the seahorses at home has a telescope that she looks through to see the moon with her daddy, and another is a fabulous baker. So Mrs. McFarlane is so proud of all her seahorses, whether they're at home or at school, and we need to give them a big round of applause. And we mustn't forget, although I do think Mrs. Ford might be a little bit weary, we mustn't forget to say thank you to all the grown-ups. So I think I've forgotten to say thank you to Miss Cross, Miss Nicholas, Mrs. Brownlee, Mrs. Cooper, and now Mrs. McFarlane, Miss Richards and Mr. Jones. So you're going to have to do some huge clapping now, guys, because we need to say thank you to all the grown-ups who've been supporting the learning. So let's send all of those grown-ups a really big clap. Wow. Shaking the building with that clapping. Fabulous. Right, where are we going to go next? We're going to go to year 2. We're going to go to sea otters. So Mrs. Baldacchino and Mrs. Latham are extremely proud of all of the lovely sea otters who are in school because they've been working as a team and they're being really caring towards each other. And they've been trying hard for their learning. Goodness gracious me. In English, they've used a variety of conjunctions in their writing to really make the reader care. And in maths, they've been solving calculations using arrays. And then they've done even more. They've designed and labelled vehicles in their design and technology lessons, and they've been marvellous musicians, designing their own 8-beat sequence. So it does sound like all the sea otters probably need to go to bed early tonight because they've been working so hard. What about the sea otters who are at home? Well, Mrs. Baldacchino and Mrs. Latham are extremely proud of all of you at home. You've all shown resilience with the challenges set, and we've been really proud of your writing. So you've used a variety of conjunctions, and you've been detectives solving arrays in maths. And they've loved, both grown-ups, absolutely loved seeing your vehicle designs. In fact, your learning has made both Mrs. Latham and Mrs. Baldacchino smile, and they said they are very, very proud of you all. So let's give our sea otters, when they're sat up straight and they take a bow, let's give them a huge round of applause. And of course, we mustn't forget to say thank you to the grown-ups. So if you can see Mrs. Baldacchino or Mrs. Latham, send them a smile, and if you can't, you'll have to send it Julia, like that. So, now when I do this assembly, I have to have notes, otherwise my poor brain gets in quite a tingle tangle, so I'm just checking I haven't missed anyone out. Now, I haven't got anyone else written down, but it's always important at this point in the week that we remember all of the other people who've been helping. We remember Mrs. James and Mrs. Jeremy in the office. We remember Miss Monk who's been helping, looking after our site. Mrs. Betsworth. We remember Mrs. Coulter in the kitchen. So everybody, everyone who's been helping out, we need to say a big thank you to. And everyone at home, we also need to say thank you to the grown-ups that helped you with your learning this week, because they've been doing that as well as looking after you and making sure you've got your dinner and your breakfast and making sure you've got clean clothes. Been so busy. Some lovely thank yous coming up on the chat. So we need to say a big thank you to all the grown-ups as well. And next week on Friday, we're not going to have a celebration assembly because we are going to have some time to make ourselves feel really, really good. So if you're in school, you're going to be doing some really fun activities outside. Hopefully it's not going to be too wet. We're going to be out, we're going to be gardening and planting and cleaning. We're going to get the water out and be really super busy. And at home, you're going to have an opportunity to choose things that you really enjoy doing, because we are all proud of all of you. A big well done. Okay, that is the end of our celebration assembly for this week. So we won't have another celebration until after the half term, but there will be an assembly on Monday, and it'd be lovely to see some of you there. And there'll also be another opportunity to hear your teachers or see them on Zoom reading a story and having a chat to you next week. So keep your eyes on Seesaw, and I will see some of you outside in a moment, and I hope everyone has a really lovely weekend. See you soon, everyone. Take care.